It has been confirmed that Notre Dame and Clemson will be starting in the year 2027 a 12-year rivalry. Now, while rivalries are not, exactly new to college football, with this being Notre Dame, who is not really in a conference, they don't have any in-conference rivalries. They're an independent school. In football, in basketball, and other sports, they are in the ACC. Can we see Notre Dame potentially join the ACC in the foreseeable future because of this deal?
I think this is directly setting that up. You've already got ties in every other sport at Notre Dame, and now you decide to lock this deal up with Clemson. Yeah, I could definitely see this in 2 years where Notre Dame directly joins the ACC. This is where I give Notre Dame credit. If you're not going to be an independent school, this automatically locks them into play a school for 12 years straight that's always at the top of their conference in Clemson, right?
Now that we've got this 12-year rivalry and the 12-man playoffs, potentially about to be the 14 or 16, this is just nothing but good publicity and a good, strength of schedule for both teams.
Clemson has more wins over Notre Dame all time in their 8 matchups. Notre Dame most recently just got the win over Clemson 31-23 in 2023. So, this is going to be looked at as a rivalry game. Yeah. At least 5 years in, we're going to be like, oh, damn, here we go. The tickets are going to be insanely expensive for if these two teams are good. This is a threat to both of their national championship hopes every single year. And the reason why I say that is because Notre Dame right now, as things stand in a 12-team playoff, they can't lose a lot of games. They are the easiest team to kick out of the 12-team playoff. Literally, they have nothing but to be an at-large team every single year in a 12-team playoff format. Yeah. Because they don't play a conference, right? But also with Clemson has to go through the hurdles of the Florida States when they're good every single year, South Carolina, a ACC championship every single year. That they're almost guaranteed to be locked into that as long as they keep playing the way that they are. And now you add on another variable of including Notre Dame in this. It's a dangerous road for Clemson from here on out. For them, it doesn't benefit them more than Notre Dame, to be honest, but it's even more of a threat not to make a national championship with Clemson on their schedule. So it's respect both ways for me. It's hard to hate on Notre Dame playing Clemson once a year, bro.
Goddamn right.
I like this move a lot. I don't know how much of this was Marcus Freeman being like, hey, if we're not going to join the conference, at least what we could do is lock in an agreement for a long time to strengthen our schedule. Being an independent school, you had the flexibility to do that, which is pretty cool. And it gives you a different way to think about being an independent school. What other teams may do this? What other teams may want to be independent now and dictate their own schedule every single year like Notre Dame's trying to do? Maybe that's a topic for another day, but it starts to get the gears turned into my head.
That topic also comes with a lot of other problems like TV deals, like literally who televises your games.
But check it out, Khalid, to your point though. Let's say if Alabama decides to leave the SEC and become an independent school, which will never happen, but realistically, if they go to TBS and they say, we want your spot every single Saturday or whatever time that we play, that is a gold mine for TBS.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there are some teams who like in Alabama who they could absolutely pull that off, and they could.
And TBS would be like, how much money you want?
I don't know if teams like in Alabama are willing to make that jump for the money while stepping into the same situation that Notre Dame is in when it comes to the playoffs, not being able to get a guaranteed seed, not having a conference, not having a conference championship, things that are constantly, I think, holding people back from giving Notre Dame maybe respect they deserve. Like this past season, they were fantastic. They were the national champ runner-ups, right? Second in the country. I think that overall this is a good scheduling arrangement for both teams. Because Dante, like you said, I mean, I really do appreciate both schools recognizing like, hey, we want to do something that gives us a chance to bolster our resume, and we're not going to just schedule a bunch of cupcakes in our non-conference every single year. Look at the conference of all their opponents. Most of them are in the ACC. And it's because the Notre Dame, while they're not in the ACC for football, they have an arrangement with the ACC. Their schedule is mostly made up of ACC teams. They play, the Georgia Techs, the NC States, Clemson, they've played Florida State, they've played Miami, they've played all of these teams. So even though they're not in the conference, there's a pre-existing relationship there, right? Where they do, a majority of their schedule are ACC teams. I really do wonder if this is the opening opening of the door for Notre Dame to join the ACC permanently in football from the Big 12 in the eyes of the SEC and the Big 10. I think that suddenly that launches the ACC into the conversation of being one of those top-notch conferences along with the SEC and the Big 10.
I think also to this too, this is a good way for Notre Dame or NBC as a network to flex their muscles on how much money can be made. And I'd be hard pressed to say that like Notre Dame's not going to get paid more, and that a relationship with the ACC can expand to have more teams join their conference and then spread the wealth from there. I mean, unfortunately, we had Peacock and things like let's think deep about this, fellas. Like, people are not gonna like it. Peacock could flex their muscles really, really hard on this whole deal and say, the more people that you bring to Peacock, the more you can get paid off. This is an incentive-based program now. Say that Notre Dame and Clemson's on Peacock one week. Subscriptions going up, brother.
Oh, absolutely. That's where like College Game Day will be. So you're looking at that. That's, you know, the campus of Clemson and Notre Dame are going to be like packed even more than they usually are. But it's like you're always going to look at this as like the game of the week. This will always be the game of the week. This will probably be a primetime game or a night game, you know. So it's a lot of good publicity. It's you know, there's really no wrong with it.